Aikwe, Naknamalita, and this is my channel, The Midnight Librarian, and today I will be talking about a book haul. I've gotten a bit of a little pile here, so I figured I might as well do a book haul before it gets too big and this video gets too long. So let's go ahead and just talk about them. First book I actually got from my brother, who gave it to me for Christmas. My brother got me Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. I thought, one, this was an interesting cover. Like, I really wanted it to be like functioning googly eyes, but I'm enjoying it as it is currently. And orange is not a color you would you would see so boldly on book covers, but I guess I don't even really know what this is about. An utterly original celebration of that which binds humanity across battle lines and history. On the island of Sicily, amid the Peloponnesian War, the Syracusans have figured out what to do with the surviving Athenians who had the gall to invade their city. They've herded the sorry prisoners of war into a rock quarry and left them to rot. Looking for a way to pass the time, Lampo and Gellin, two unemployed potters with a soft spot for pottery and drink, head down into the quarry to feed the Athenians, if and only if they manage a few choice lines for their great playwright Euripides. Before long, the two mates hatch a plan to direct a full-blown production of Medea. After all, you can hate the people but love their art. But as opening night approaches, what started as a lark quickly sets in motion a series of extraordinary events, and our wayward heroes begin to realize that staging a play can be as dangerous as fighting a war with all sorts of risks to life, limb, and friendship. And it's told in a contemporary Irish voice as a righteously funny as it is deeply moving. So, curious about it. Not something I would typically gravitate towards, but I guess that's kind of like the idea of gifting a book. Next, I have Starter Villain by John Scalzi. This one I ordered because it is on my 24 of 2026. I'll have that link down in the description down below as well as up above. It's one that I've been wanting to get to. Been catching my eye mostly because of the cover, and then I recently really, when I was making my 24 of 2026, was determined to put this on here because I had a friend of mine ended up reading it recently and really enjoyed it, so it just like reinvigorated me to like pick this up. Inheriting your uncle's supervillain business is more complicated than you might think, particularly when you discover who's running the place. Charlie's life is going nowhere fast. A divorced substitute teacher living with his cat, all he wants is to open a pub downtown if only the bank will approve his loan. Then his long-lost Uncle Jake dies and leaves his supervillain business, complete with island volcano lair, to Charlie. But becoming a supervillain isn't all giant laser death rays and lava pits. Jake had enemies, and now they're coming after Charlie. His uncle might have been a stand-up, old-fashioned kind of villain, but these are the real thing. Rich, soulless predators backed by multinational corporations and venture capital. It's up to Charlie to win the war his uncle started against a league of supervillains. But with unionized dolphins, hyper-intelligent talking spy cats, and terrifying hench person at his side, going bad is starting to look pretty good. In a dog-eat-dog world, be a cat. It sounds really fun. I still can't wait to get to this. Next is another one that I got because it's also on my 24 of 2026, and that is Fruit of the Flesh by Ivy Ophelia. Also one that I really enjoyed the cover of, but every time I read the synopsis, I get really worried. Because I'm pretty sure this is a dark romantasy. It's in early 1900s New York. Former ballerina Petronille de Villiers, so I'm probably saying the first part wrong, makes an unconventional choice. Marry struggling sculptor Arkady Kamenev. For her, it's an escape from her family's unsavory legacy. For him, the de Villiers name promises the patronage his art desperately needs. It should be a simple arrangement, but beneath their marriage of convenience lurks a darker recognition. In each other, they see a reflection of their own dangerous appetites. As various secrets surface and bodies begin disappearing, Petronille and Arkady discover their union runs deeper than social advantage. Their shared obsessions draw them into an intoxicating dance of predator and prey, though it's never quite clear who is which. I don't know, I was overall just kind of curious about this. Like I said, the cover really attracted me, but it's the names that keep throwing me off, and maybe I just need to like look up how to actually properly say them so that my inner narrator isn't going what and distracting me as I'm reading it. I don't know. Next, I got a book that I've already read, and I'm really disappointed. So I got this from Ape Books, and I'm kind of regretting it because I thought it said it was in good condition. But that is Tastes Like War by Grace M. Cho. I really enjoyed this memoir, but okay, this doesn't look like much, but that kind of bugs me. But what bugs me even more is that this back cover, and I don't know if you can really see it, looks like it was bent at one point, and there was multiple pages that were dog-eared. I don't know, it just looks like it was kind of treated like crap. But ultimately, this is a memoir by Grace M. Cho, who ends up going more into how her mom's schizophrenia affected her life to a degree. I don't know, it was really interesting. It was really heartbreaking. And at one point, she talks a lot about food because that was her mom's love language. But it was also her mom's trauma. Really powerful book. I really enjoyed it. I'm sad that it took me so long to like read it because it was another one that like I was attracted to upon seeing the cover. I think I ended up seeing it through Libby, through my local library, and like had wanted to listen to it, but like wasn't in the mood to do so. And then the library lost their license to it, and so then I was just like, so. But this was another one I had listened to on Spotify and just really enjoyed. And there's like things that Grace M. Cho mentions in here in terms of other writings and stuff that I want to like also look into that I think would be really interesting. But also I think this would be a good reread at some point. So next, it's a book that I'm not necessarily gonna like read thoroughly, but I think it's gonna be fun. It's Pacific Northwest Medicinal Plants: Identify, Harvest, and Use 120 Wild Herbs for Health and Wellness. It smells like an expensive book. I think I ordered this, but I think what I had... Did I order this or did I get it? Yeah, I did order it. I remember this one, finding it at like a local small independent bookstore here locally, and just never like grasped getting it. And then that bookstore burned down at the beginning of this year, and it's like devastating. But the community has been doing great in terms of rallying around the owner and like ensuring that they're going to reopen again and making sure that they're supported. But and that's kind of what this smells like, is that particular section of like the nature section of that bookstore. If you don't know, I'm doing my master's thesis on poison oak, which I don't think would be in here, but ultimately I'm curious about learning more about plants. It was fun to see that like fireweed was in here because we saw that recently, and over the late summer, and I was curious about it. No, poison oak is not in here. But yeah, it's just like, I just like learning about plants. Oh, there it is. See? Fireweed. I'm trying to learn on my own, hence why this book. This one was a cover by. I found this and was like, this sounds interesting, and like really enjoyed the look of the cover. And that is Audition for the Fox by Martin Cahill. This one... Nessie is desperate to earn the patronage of one of the 99 pillars of heaven. As a child with godly blood in her, if she cannot earn a divine chaperone, she will never be allowed to leave her temple home. But the 96 failed auditions and few options left, Nessie makes a risky prayer to Sedan, the fox of tricks. In folk tales, the fox is a lovable prankster, but despite their humor and charm, Sedan and their audition is no joke. They throw Nessie back in time 300 years, when her homeland is occupied by the brutal wolfhounds of Zemen. Now, Nessie must learn a trickster's guile to snatch a fortress from the disgraced and exiled 100th pillar, the Wolf of the Hunt. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I really like the cover. So I figured I'd give it a try, and it's like a relatively short book. It's like under 200 pages. So next I have one that I have to read in April. And that is The Red Deal by this is Indigenous Action to Save Our Earth by the Red Nation. This was in response to the Green Deal. A powerful guide to Indigenous liberation and the fight to save the planet. The Red Deal is a political program for the liberation that emerges from the oldest class struggle in the Americas, the fight by Native people to win sovereignty, autonomy, and dignity. As the Red Nation proclaims, it is time to reclaim the life and future that has been stolen. Come together to confront climate disaster and build a world where all life can thrive. One part visionary platform, one part practical toolkit, the Red Deal is a call to action for everyone, including non-Indigenous comrades and relatives who live on Indigenous land. Offering a profound vision for a decolonized society, the Red Deal is not simply a response to Green New Deal, or a bargain with the elite and powerful. It is a deal with the humble people of the earth, an affirmation that colonization and capitalism must be overturned from this planet to be habitable for humans and other than human relatives to live dignified lives in a pact with movements for liberation, life, and land, for a new world of peace and justice that must come from below and to the left of it, and to the left. The Red Nation is dedicated to the liberation of Native peoples from capitalism and colonialism, and centers Native political agendas and struggles through direct action, advocacy, and education. So yeah, this is one that we have to read for my ecofeminism and critical ecology class in April. So I got it early. There's one I'm supposed to be reading now that I don't have yet, and I need to order it. Next, I ended up getting Crushed Wild Mint by Jess Housty. This is a First Nation poet, and I've already read this. I read this in January and really enjoyed it. I love the cover. Crushed Wild Mint is a collection of poems embodying land and ancestral wisdom, deeply rooted to the poet's motherland and their experience as a parent, herbalist, and careful observer of the patterns and power of their territory. Jess Housty grapples with the natural and the supernatural transformation and the hard work of living that our bodies are doing. Held by mountains, by oceans, by ancestors, and by the grief and love that come with communing. Through these poems, we can explore living and loving as a practice, and placemaking as an essential part of exploring our humanity and relationality. There we go. Next, I have another one that my brother got me, and he kind of just got it on a whim because he thought I'd like the art, and he was correct. But this is Christina Rossetti's Goblin Market, visually interpreted by Omar Rayan. And I believe that Omar Rayan also does, I think if you've seen, I forget her, this. If you've seen this one, I think he did this one as well. But yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous looking art. I absolutely just enjoy it. It's just like whimsical, kind of creepy, like very expressionistic art that, like, God, I just can't get over it. So he did a really good job. So yeah, I hope to read this at one point, but right now I'm just like obsessed with the artwork. So, and then lastly, my last one is a recent purchase from Pango, and that is Root Rot by Saskia Nislo. This has been on my TBR for a while on Goodreads, and I think I was just needing some retail therapy, as one does. Don't judge. Alright, I don't need to hear it. I don't know, that cover is just stunning. I have no idea what it's about, actually. I assume because it was on my TBR I'd be interested. 9 children travel with their families to their grandfather's vacation property where strange things begin to happen. Eyes blink from the bottom up. Mushrooms ooze blood. People's faces don't hang right anymore. Except they do once you look more closely. Transformations warp the children's sense of time and place. the very land itself seeming to encroach upon them. Set in the grandfather's lake house as he continues to extend his property lines and told in the eerie we of the children, Root Rot explores predatory family dynamics, the boundaries of bodies and home and now, and how individuals choose to participate in or pushing back against structures that would harm them. Interesting. So it feels like it's going to be a bit cosmic horror-y. We'll have to, we'll see, I guess. So it's also a really short book. So yeah, those are the books that I recently have acquired and added to my physical TBR. If you've read any of them, please let me know your thoughts. Please no spoilers. And yeah, so let's go ahead. I feel like there was a lot of like planty things here, but like bleedy things. Let's go ahead and put a mushroom emoji. I feel like it would be appropriate. I think that's going to be it for today. I hope that you are taking care of yourself. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope you're taking care of yourself in a way that's not hurting others. Whether that is retail therapy from a independent bookstore or bookshop.org that helps independent bookstores, or whatever, a thrift store to help recycle, a cute mug, I don't know. I hope that, or creating, making art, knitting, something to keep your hands busy and your mind at peace. I hope that for you. I wish that for you. So, and that's all for me today. I'll see you in another video very soon. Chew.